If you chose Stargate 1, this is the quest opening before you now. I did get an initial download for this Stargate that you are being sent on a mission to recover some hidden treasure. And there's also something about you may have to go to some very deep places in order to get your hands on this treasure. And there's a little bit of trickery involved in this because you might have a certain idea of what you're looking for, and it could be something altogether different. There's a little bit of topsy-turvy energy that is coming in for this Stargate. So a lot of you may be quite familiar with trickster energy. You may have been challenged by tricksters before. It actually may be one of the magics that you hold. You may have somewhat of a Lokian kind of path. And so you'll often find that you have to go backwards to move forward. And that sometimes moving forward can lead you backwards if you're not focused in the right way, or your orientation is off in terms of your objective here. Okay, very interesting energy with this particular Stargate. So let's dive right into it and see what wants to come through here for you. Just as an opening mission statement, let's say. Ooh, bottom of the deck. I like this. So yeah, you might have dealt with some trickery with the Eight of Swords here in reverse, but I feel like you were able to get through a particular labyrinth that somebody tried to cast over your consciousness. It's like they wanted you going in circles in your mind, but because you already have this ability to be able to see forward progression and what seems backwards, and vice versa, you were able to spring the lock on this. I feel like you have freed any kind of blockage that was set in place. Some of you have been successful in lifting some kind of binding, and it looks like the binding was around trying to control your thoughts. This character was trying to slip away here. Knight of Wands, crossing energy. Yes, trying to get you caught up in your thoughts so it would inhibit you being able to take an action. And also would render you powerless, because if you can't take an action, if you can't put the force into motion, then there's not much that can happen here. And I do feel that there was some sense of betrayal around who did this. Somebody wanted to seize a hold of your heart and extract all the power out of it. And I get that they were trying to achieve this through the entryway of grief, causing some kind of loss for you, but they also wanted you troubled in your mind. But I feel like you reclaimed your heart here, and you used this to actually renew your power. It gave you a certain steely strength within your heart that you had not had before. I feel like you used this experience to temper you And instead of allowing this to be something that brought you to your knees, it became the source of something that's rising up in you now. What's rising up in you now may be something connected to this hidden treasure. I feel like this pain is being transformed right now. It's being alchemized, and it's going to fuel your fire with the power of the fire elemental. It's going to fuel that heart fire. It's going to give you a certain resolve, a certain courage for the road ahead. Okay, what is this? Ooh, wow. So you flipped it up and reversed it. We have the devil in reverse here. It looks like you traded places with this trickster. A little sleight of hand. So where this trickster had you bound, now they're bound. And I feel like this frees you from this holding pattern. You're finding forward progression here. Queen of Cups. There's some vision awakening here. Give me more details about this. Two of Pentacles. What's this here? Nine of Swords. It's karmic balance. Okay, so something's been balanced out here. But I feel like there's two here that are sort of juggling your fortunes. At least this is what they think they're doing. But there's something that's already set in motion here. I feel like their camp is about to be overrun by marauders here. What are these two trying to do? What fortunes are they trying to juggle here? So it looks like there's a few people involved in this situation. And they're not aware that something's coming for them. It looks like these are people who have been blocking your forward progression in some way. The Hanged Man. Whew. So this energy is caught up. It looks like whatever was holding you back is actually being turned on those who tried to keep you in this place of being unable to move forward. So you were blocked. But you've done something here where you've sprung a lock on this. You outwitted a devil. And in fact, they're hanging out here. They're hanging out here while maybe a couple of their henchmen are sort of still like playing around, you know? Playing around here, juggling fortunes, and not realizing what's about to besiege them here. They will find out soon enough, though. This is like the shadow is encroaching. The shadow people are encroaching. The shadow people are encroaching. I feel like there's been a little bit of interference in dabbling into territory that these others here did not have permission to access. And there's a price for this. Okay, give me more details about this. So giving me a backstory here. Crossing energy again. Nine of Pentacles. And there's your treasure. So I know there's something you need to retrieve here. You're not here yet, though. I feel like This may be the action that still needs to be taken here, because I'm seeing this Knight of Wands in the crossing position. So I feel like you're about to be called to action here. There's a couple here that are juggling your fortunes. It looks like this might be a group of 3. The energy is already starting to turn, but I feel like there's a little bit of a test here. You haven't crossed this bridge yet. It's something that needs to be faced in order to balance out some karma here. You need to trip up the trickster here. I feel like you will be successful, because it's sort of like this has the vibe of this is something that's already been decreed. It's sort of like the montage moment. You're at the tail end of a long drawn out saga here. You probably have been dealing with these characters for a while now, and this is like the crescendo point, all right? This is when the protagonist does what they need to do to rise to the challenge and reclaim what was lost. And what seems to have been lost here is some kind of treasure. You could even say that treasure is that elusive gold of the Tuatha De Danann, but it's something that you won't recognize it as treasure until you've retrieved it. So see, there's a little bit of trickery here, in that you have to be able to decipher what truly holds power, what truly holds magic, what truly holds value. And there is this sense of a little bit of shadow play, a little bit of theater here, a little bit of illusory sort of glamour at play in this situation. But I feel like you have already transcended this aspect here, where you were caught up for a while, you were held back, where there was something that you were trying to resolve. It was like a knot in the consciousness, and you had to unravel it by journeying into the labyrinth of you, and you did find yourself in the center. And I feel like you've been waiting for directive, and you haven't taken an action because you haven't felt like you really got that call yet. That call is about to come in, and this is when you're going to rise to this challenge. It's like it's something that is already decreed. So I don't feel like there's really much courage that needs to be gathered here. I feel like you already have your courage. You already have something that you triumphed over that was a real limitation in your past. You've already overcome some fear. I feel like those who chose this Stargate, you are the slayer of demons. I feel like you faced off with evil many times in your life, and you've been able to transcend this. But those who beset these demons upon you do not know what they are about to face, because it's the confrontation of their own shadow that has been gathering momentum and gathering strength in facing off with you. Ironically, it's almost like in you facing off with the demons they set upon you, you strengthen the demons' metal. And so I do feel like where there's a couple here that have been playing around with your fortunes, thinking they had your fate in their hands, they're not prepared for these demons that are about to arrive on their shore to exact a particular price here that they may not be prepared to pay. You see, this energy has been gathering strength, gathering momentum. You have He of the Fiery Sword of Fairy on your side here, which gives you an incredible force of will. Through whatever you've been through here, you have gotten a certain steely strength that can only be forged in the fire. And you've just been biding your time, but you are about to get the call to rise into action. And once you deal with this final task, which is to really trip up this trickster and let them hang out for a while, While they search for their integrity here, you'll be free to find this treasure. Okay, interesting. Any further information about this treasure? You know, the Two of Wands here. I feel like there's somebody that is coming in to join you here in the search for this. I don't know if this is a trickster that's coming towards you, claiming that they are meant to team up with you to search for this. This is something that you perhaps will need to resolve, but I see you're pondering your orb here. You're starting to get a sense of things. You already closed cycle. This is very clear. You already have a particular lay of the land. I feel like you've been making it to the top of the mountain here. And you're just waiting for the call to action. I'm really curious about this character here, because I'm not quite sure if you're meant to team up with this individual, but I do feel like there's a connecting point here with someone. Let me do a cut the deck here, and then I'm going to get some more details about this for you. Page of Swords. So there's definitely some strategy in play here. And there is a transformation that's already underway. And it's a transformation of this pain. It's like the reclamation of your heart here. And it looks like there's something about an amplitude of power gathering in the heart. Interesting. All right, let me see something here. I'm curious. I mean, bottom of the deck, we have 6 of clubs here. This is like victory assured. You will be moving forward swiftly and decisively here. There is some kind of news coming in. Oh, what's that? Something got bent here. Oh. 2 are being outed as being the source of some kind of trickery, some kind of theft here. It's like they're being cut off from a particular group. I think it's these 2 that don't realize that there's some kind of karmic balance coming for them. And then see, there's 2 here. So there could be, this Knight of Wands could be who's approaching you to let you know about 2 and what they've been up to. 2 that have been causing trouble. They might want to help you enact this justice here. There might be something that they need to recover as well. So it looks like you got somebody that's approaching you who wants to hatch a plot with you. Formulate a strategy in here. Formulate a strategy in here. Ace of Diamonds. Some kind of opportunity to move forward. It looks like to move forward together. 2 uniting power is better than 1. What is this in here, though? Something about that struck me odd. What is the in here about? What is the in here about? It makes me feel like there's this sense that someone's wanting to gain access. Gain access to territory, a space that you're already in, that you already have access to. Somebody else is wanting to find an in. Why? Why are they wanting to find an in? Why are they wanting to find an in? There's a strategy that's in play here. I mean, it looks like there used to be 3 that were teamed up here. I feel like whoever is approaching you has broken from these 2. They might be trying to save their own butt. I could see that. I'm not sure if you're supposed to team up with this individual or not. They do hold power. I see that. But they're also a tricky character because they are coming in with that devil signature. They're coming in with the energy of 15. Promising some kind of victory, but I feel like they almost feel like they have to team up with you, because if they don't, then they're going to be beset with troubles here. They know that they're going to secure a certain position if they align forces with you. But what I don't like about this is that 15 breaks down to 6. So this creates a little bit of complication here because it has the potential to put you in the crossroads. And it looks like they want an in. It's like an into your inner circle or an into some domain, some space that you hold that they currently don't have access to. And this person, they do hold a position of power. They're coming in with the energy signature of the Emperor. But there's definitely a strategy in play here. And I do feel like this individual has wounded you before. They've wounded you before. I think this is the test that you have here. Characters on the board. We have all the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Capricorn. We have Pisces. We have Gemini. We have all the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In fact, that's strong Gemini reference here. Any more details in relation to this? The air sign energy is coming in more as news and movement, like communication and specific actions taken. So we know that some kind of message is going to come in here swiftly. It brings a call to transform something. And I think the proposition is, do I move forward with this or not? With the Knight of Wands being in the crossed position there. Your defenses will be up around this. And with that, we arrive at 13. Death. There's that 3 of Hearts. Could be a Scorpio connected to this situation here. Let me do a cut of the deck. Just to cap this off. Queen of Hearts. 8 of Pentacles. So I already know you're in a position where you're reclaiming your heart here. Ooh, look at this. And right behind that, we have the Ace of Wands. So it looks like you are reclaiming your power here. You're taking it back from what was at one point a source of wounding for you, and it's lighting your heart fire. It's giving some kind of empowerment to your heart. And this is what's going to give you the elevation you need to retrieve your treasure. It's something that puts you in alignment with your North Node. The journey begins here, but it's the start of a cycle. So this Stargate that we entered with this Lion's Gate, it's going to be playing out over a full turning of the wheel, and it won't be until next year, 2026, on Lionsgate, that energy comes in with the 8 signature. And that particular frequency is all aligned with coming into power and seeing one's manifestations, and also a state of synergy and harmoniousness, because when we look at an 8 on its side, it forms that infinity symbol. And so you are going to be investing in a path here. I see this because then we have the 7 of Pentacles that comes out here. But it has the vibe that you're not going to rush forward. I feel like whoever's coming forward here is trying to get you to take some kind of hasty action, but your heart is going to inform you that you must take the long way home in order to avoid some kind of ambush, I feel, with the 5 of Wands. And with that, we got death. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a group, with an occult group. Because this is like some kind of secret group here that has been gathering for a long time, but I feel like they're getting caught up. They're coming to their demise, you see. This particular dragon here, it looks like the same dragon here that represents the devil that's getting caught in their own chains here. You know, you were able to transform your lower nature. So no longer does the devil have control of you. You took whatever was hanging out in your root cellar and you elevated it. You brought it into higher consciousness. And I like this because right behind that, we do have the Sire of Cups here. So we have the Sire of Cups coming out with the Queen of Hearts. So this is a pair. And right behind that, we have the Strength and the Ace of Swords. Wow. So you quite literally have He of the Fiery Sword here. He of the Fiery Sword of Fairy. Gives courage, an activation of will and the force, the power of one's will to effectively achieve the objective and overcome a force that overpowered one in the past. And it leads to wish fulfillment here. And with that, the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups. So there's a transformation that's happening here. It looks like 2 that were separated are coming into union and joining forces here. And it's the reclamation of the star. And look at that, the sun. Wow. You know, the sun is the brightest star in our universe. So see, you just entered this gate. I do feel like you're about to head into the eye of the storm, but that's the key that you need to remember here. You're heading into the eye of the storm. There's a storm that's going to be whirling around you, but as long as you stay in your center and stay focused on that north node, you're not going to get caught up in that centrifugal force. It's actually coming to clear out this interfering energy here. You cleansed yourself of something here, and you will see the fulfillment of this by the next Lionsgate in 2026. That's when you will see your field of dreams come into full bloom there, and you will find your place in the sun. It's really beautiful energy. So Aquarius energy, Leo energy here. There's just first this challenge. There's something that you need to walk away from. You need to set out on the road. And there's something you need to walk away from. Something you need to walk away from when it comes toward you. That's what I got. So pay attention. There will be more updates on this. This is just the opening message for you. Godspeed. If you chose Stargate 2, this is the quest unfolding before you. We're going to have a look with the angels and imps into your mission before you, what challenges you will face along the way, and what is the destiny that you are being called to rise to at this time after being dealt hand of fate. And I got an interesting initial download coming in for this particular group that you are fixing to cheat death. There's something here about gaining the elixir of immortality, and it almost has the sense of something should have been like the end of you. It should have been something that you could never bounce back from, but there's getting a second wind here. And maybe even going back for more, like facing off with something that should have been the very end of you and besting it. There's some kind of desire to challenge this, to cheat death. It may be a particular opponent that brought an end to something, but you were able to find the strength to kind of power up, get ready to dive back into this battle one more time, like face off with this force one more time. And if you are able to overthrow this opposition, you gain the nectar of immortality. There's some impenetrability that you achieve here. Really interesting message, okay? I don't know, it does have like Skeksis kind of vibes to it here. So it's almost like wanting to like swipe somebody's essence or somebody's advantage. Maybe it's an essence or an advantage they've held over others unjustly. You could be dealing with some Skeksis characters here. All right, let me get some cards out on the board to get more details about this for you. Bottom of the deck, the World. Oh yes, you've dealt with this character for sure. You've dealt with this character. You've been injured by this character too with the World here. You could have been dealing with a fixed sign energy. They may have thought that you were finished. In fact, you might have been playing possum. Got that. You might be sort of like playing it like I'm done for, and you're not. You're actually getting ready to rise up for the final round. Yes, you've been tested by this character here. I feel that. And there is something you're after here. I do feel like you're a crafty wizard and you do want to send in a griffin to learn about the location of this elixir of life, this elixir of immortality. Because of facing off with this particular opponent, I feel like it's made you quite skilled in your craft. You've gained strength through the challenge, even though there's been injury. I see there's been injury here. But you've really increased your knowledge as a result. It's made you more crafty. And that's why you want to go at it again. You're like, no, that's not the final round. I'm just warming up. All right. It's like somebody likes the challenge. Interesting. Okay, let's get some more details about this for you. Someone likes this challenge. It's almost like there's something about it maybe that does sort of, it intrigues you. It intrigues you. Normally it's really easy for you to acquire what you're looking for. This is an opponent that poses a bit of a challenge for you. And there's something about appreciating that, appreciating the challenge. The testing of your mettle here. Fascinating. Okay, let's get some more details about this. Let's get some more details about this. Ooh. Just as I said that, the biggest, fattest spider. It looks like a widow, man. It just descended and then crawled up very quickly. It's like, oh, I've been spotted. Okay, so I do feel like there's a little bit of sort of surveillance energy here, like surveying a scene before stepping into that field of combat. That's what I heard. This is definitely like a facing off energy. It's got like settling a score. Maybe with a particular Black Widow character. Okay. Somebody who is very crafty at catching people up in a web of intrigue, a web of deceit. May play on the vices of men. 9 of Swords. May have gotten caught up or been caught up in the circumstance just by who your fortunes were tied to as a result of a particular web this Black Widow wove. Yes, there's been quite a battle here, I see. There's a lot that's been left unsettled here. And I do feel like somebody's getting ready to go after this particular character with the 9 of Swords. This Black Widow character may be aware, too, that they got a mark on them, that somebody's out for them. Because I do feel like they're trying to sort of suss out the scene, but they're also on the run. They might be trying to play it like they have everything contained, but I feel like there's a bit of fear that's creeping into this person's consciousness. Oh, they've told quite a few tall tales here. Yes, indeed. And I think that there's some kind of alliance that's fallen away for this character as a result of these tall tales they've spun. There's something about this individual's reputation that's been damaged, and where they used to have allies, I feel like those allies are now becoming foes. They're turning against this character. So I feel like you used to have alignment with this person, but something's been revealed to you. It's some kind of slander. It's some kind of injury in relation to some kind of deception they've been seeding here. This could be somebody that you used to be romantically involved with, or was seduced, somebody that you were romantically connected to. And it put a very significant date with destiny in the crossroads here. What do we got here? 4 of Swords. So this is why you're appearing like a soldier, but you're feigning like you're resting, but you're not. You're like practicing. You're practicing, you're training. You're training your ability to hit the mark. You might be working with really honing your focus, single pointed focus. There could be something about archery here too. I'm really like fixated on this. This may even be something that you do. You may work with archery. Interesting. Ace of Wands. Okay. You got Spirit of Lu energy too. So I feel like you're sort of playing like you're down for the count, but you're not. You're about to rise up here. And you're going to go after this character because you want their holy secrets. Like they were able to best you in some way in the past, and this intrigues you. Because normally maybe you're really easily able to best others, and this is somebody who was able to get you tripped up. And so you're like, oh, let me have another go at it. See, you're kind of coming in with this real goatish kind of energy there. See, I feel like you're a trickster in your own right. You're normally the tricky character. You're normally the one that's got everybody fooled. And I do feel like right now you're sort of playing like, oh, woe is me, you know, I'm down for the count. It's like you're playing possum, but I feel like this character already knows that you're not really as injured as you claim to be. It's like, I do feel like they sense it. Like their spidey senses are picking up that, no, something's brewing here. But this person that you're facing off with here, they've lost some kind of alliances. And so because of that, they know that they have to be a little careful as they're tapping in and sort of surveying the scene here. You might be planning on working this particular character's Achilles heel. You feel like they have a certain weakness too. Maybe you feel they have a weakness for you. Maybe you're their kryptonite. Because I feel like one of your weapons is your art of seduction in this case. Ooh, are you going to try to seduce them with your wand? Or you got them by their wand? It's got that kind of energy here. What is this about? Ooh, this is a real kind of like, tricky group here traveling through this Stargate. You may have felt like they kind of like took a bit of your essence, maybe connecting with them on that level. You want to get it back. You got to get it back. But you have to like go into the belly of the beast, so to speak, to get it back. You have to play off their vulnerability in a way so you can retrieve it back from them. Interesting. Okay. What is this? 5 of Swords. There's something you're trying to figure out here, and I think you feel that you can seduce it out of them. That's what it is. You have the desire to gain access to certain information. You need to have wisdom that you can only get through maybe coaxing this person to team up with you, like seducing them. Then they'll spill their secrets. There's something that this person holds. It's some kind of wisdom. It's some kind of knowledge this person holds that you want access to because you feel like they were able to catch you up or trip you up. And you want to retrieve it. This is somebody you've been romantically involved with. And it's like you want to best this person because you feel like they bested you. They injured you. There's a little vengefulness in this group here, or you're dealing with a very vengeful character. It does involve some kind of karmic balance here. I feel like there's some kind of notoriety on the line. That's how it's coming through. You might be presenting yourself like, I'll be a faithful servant to you. I'll fulfill any request, anything you desire here. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to best somebody at their own game. That's what it looks like. Notoriety is on the line. It's like, I don't know why, but I got this kind of vibe with this group. Like, no, I'm the top dog. You don't best me. That's what it's got. That's what it's got. And you're either dealing with somebody like that, right? Who's just relentless. Like, they won't let something go. I think this person wags their tongue quite a bit too. You know what I mean? They brag about it. They brag about besting you. And I think you're really having this desire to turn the tables on this character here, because it is reclaiming a little bit of that sort of like youthful spirit. You know, it's like, this is you almost like getting your mojo back. Like, you feel like somebody took a bit of your essence from you. And you want that notoriety back. That's how it's coming through. There's something in relation to this. It's like, it's a matter of principle. I mean, it's a matter of principle, I tell you. We got to settle this score. Not so fast. I mean, I do feel like, you know, this is a pretty crafty character. And I do feel that they work with more of, they work with more tactics that definitely cross a line, you could say, okay? So, King of Pentacles here. Yes. This is what this is about, though. It's like, no, 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 no. I need to restore my rightful position here. You're an alchemist. You're an alchemist, and you feel like this person took something from you. And what it feels like is they took a certain notoriety that you have, something you're known for, and you want to reclaim it. And you feel like the only way to reclaim it is to best this person. It's somebody you're viewing as an opponent. And we have King of Pentacles here, so that's Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Gemini out here. That's all we got on the board right now. There could even be someone that's at the center of this that is considered the prize. And because they are considered the prize, and maybe someone was denied here. Ooh, I see. Okay, there could be like a common person of interest here that's seen as the prize. Like, the alliance with this person is considered the prize. And there may have been somebody here who was very boastful. Like, they thought this deal was sealed, and maybe they feel like this character, it feels like it's a Black Widow character. So that does give me the vibe of a dark feminine. That's how it feels. Or at least this King of Pentacles character views them as the dark feminine. But I feel like this King of Pentacles is facing off with another who they feel that this Black Widow is more in favor of. And so it's a clashing between two, with this one in the middle. There's a lot of finger pointing here too. And this has vibes of a pissing contest. It does. And it's a matter of notoriety. And somebody like really wagged their tongue quite a bit. They were very boastful. And so there's the desire to best this boastful person and reclaim a title that they feel was stolen from them. And the central figure here is this Black Widow. Is she really a Black Widow, though? That's my question, because I'm not so sure if she is, or if she's been marked as such because of somebody here feeling like they were bested or somehow humiliated because they were not able to seal the deal with this Black Widow. So maybe this dark feminine is being villainized. It's possible here. There may have even been like some kind of judgment cast on a couple as a result, because this one was not able to sway this feminine from another. Interesting. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, anything else here before I get some clarification on this? It looks like you are meant to unravel some kind of deceit here. And if you're the dark feminine in this case, you may have been operating out of your empowerment. Like, you've done the deep dive of Persephone and you're well acquainted with dancing with the devil. You may have dealt with a very devilish character in your past, and that taught you a lot, and you know how to navigate the shadow realms quite efficiently here. And so it seems like maybe somebody here is not used to you holding that kind of power. They thought that they could kind of run the old game on you, the old tactics, you know, that they tried to employ didn't work. They were not able to seduce you. And so it feels like this could be like a little bit of a Lilith kind of tale here, where because you've acquired some kind of self-knowledge, or some central character here has acquired some kind of self-knowledge. They've been able to transform something, rise above a previous, it almost has the vibe of a previous incarnation of themselves, because I do feel like this character, this Black Widow character, definitely went into the underworld. Like, there was an old identity that was almost sacrificed here. And somebody's trying to run a smear campaign here. There's two, though, that are affected by this. I feel that, like, this dark feminine is attached to another. They've both been burdened by this King of Pentacles character, who feels like they must defend. They must defend. It's more like they must defend their image. I have to tell you. Because they feel like they got humiliated. So this feels like an oppositional energy that's been injured, but they're about to come back to try to work this again. And you need to be prepared for this, because they feel like you just can take a licking and keep on ticking. They've thrown a lot at you, but you continue to rise to the challenge. And that applies whether you're the dark feminine in this situation, or whether you are, it seems, someone who's connected, teamed up with this dark feminine. There is a pair here that's been very burdened by this because of accusations, I feel, that have been made by a King of Pentacles. An alchemist here. An alchemist who wants to try to win a pissing contest. That's how it's coming coming out. They want to win a pissing contest. And there's been betrayal here. There's been betrayal here. And somebody wants to know what's going on here. They're trying to get some information. I do feel there's a little bit of tapping in, like the dark feminine is tapping in and trying to not be exposed in this like intel they're doing, because they can sense like the reverberations, you know, something's happening. They may have thought, you know, that this character was done for, but they're not. They're not. Somebody is playing possum here, and they're about to go at it again because they want, I feel like they want the power. That's what it's coming through as. The power that this dark feminine holds, the power also that is shared between her and another. And it seems like the only way they can suppress this is through some kind of smear campaign. This is very interesting, Stargate, because I feel like whoever chose this Stargate, you could be any one of these characters here. It's not so defined. Let me do a cover deck here with this. King of Cups. See, there's two masculines here. And they are definitely not on the same page at all. They are not on the same page at all. This King of Cups is a good familiar to the Black Widow character, the dark feminine character. They're in alignment with each other. And I feel it's this King of Pentacles that was sent packing. They were bested by this King of Cups. And so I feel like they're going to be back at it again. They have something to prove. Okay? So you'll know who you are in this scenario. This is what's brewing here. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, they may have been weighed down, but they've been training, man, and they're getting ready to rise again. They've been planning something very deliberately. It is coming through as Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They're going to reach out with a message. It says, makes birds appear and behave as though tame. You see, they're going to reach out with a message. It's going to be very cordial. It's going to be very friendly. They're hoping to find an in. This person works with their speech. But they have an aim here. They want to seize this power that this King of Cups holds over the dark feminine. That's how it's coming through. Let me get some final details here with some cartomancy in relation to this. This is just an initial view. This is what's opening up right now. We'll be trailing this, okay? We'll be doing more reads to expand on this. This is just the opening energy, sort of the lay of the land, what you're stepping into here. This looks quite intriguing, interesting. It's like a telenovela, only wizard edition. That's what it feels like. All right, give me some final details in relation to this. It looks like the core issue here is not losing one's power, not losing the power that one holds. And this is being challenged, like somebody's challenging somebody's position here. They feel they can best them. They've been training, they've been planning, they've been building up their strength. They've been laying low, and they're just about to send word out here, try to stir something up again. I see it. Okay, yes, they're just about to open the road. They've been planning this. They have been pondering their orb, especially in relation to like a high priestess type character here, which is giving me the vibes of that Black Widow character. Ooh, yeah, she stuck it to them good. I see it. Could be a Pisces. It is coming in with a hangman energy. They really feel like this character duped them, and they want to get this character caught up here. They feel they have a score to settle with this character, with this high priestess. More details about this here. They felt stabbed in the back, maybe misled. I don't know. I'm kind of hearing it depends on perspective. I feel like what I'm looking at here is 3 different perspectives within this Stargate. 3 different perspectives. Who's telling the truth? Who's the deceiver? That's what needs to be seen through here. This is what the acquisition of wisdom is all about. Seeing who the true deceiver is. Where is the true deception, illusion coming from? There's a high priestess that's central here. It's critical to resolve this in order to reclaim peace, order, fulfillment in the kingdom. Something great has been lost here because of this trickery. It's coming in with this like devil energy signature. Somebody's trying to challenge this. They're trying to give another go at that Wheel of Fortune. They're hoping they'll come up aces here. They want to restore some kind of alignment, something that was lost. And they do want to step back into a position of power. It was a power that was challenged, though. Coming in with Emperor energy here. Okay, any further details in relation to this? So characters that we have out here, we have the water signs. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, really strong Pisces. We also have Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strong Capricorn. We also have some Sagittarian energy here. Sagittarian energy is more coming through as a desire to claim one's fortune, like have more dominion, take up more territory, more expansion. Free oneself from a position of being at a disadvantage because one got bested by someone they weren't expecting to best them. That dark feminine, this high priestess character could be this King of Cups as well. They could be acting more out of the masculine. Interesting. That's really, oh, I think that very well could be the case with that. We got big like magician energy coming out here with the Ace of Diamonds. Okay, so I really feel this is almost like, you know what this is giving me the impression of too? It feels like two alchemists that are facing off with each other. And I feel like one used to be the student and the other was the teacher. And this student bested this teacher. That's what it looks like. And so now there's a desire to reclaim one's position here. Because this person got caught up. That's what I feel. Somebody got caught up here. Somebody got duped. Somebody got duped by the deception. A little sleight of hand by this dark feminine. That's what it feels like. And they want to regain their notoriety. But there is a need to see through deception here. Because there's 3 characters involved in this situation. I'm really curious, who's the 3rd character? Because I feel like that character is sort of ambiguous. Maybe that's the desire for knowledge. Who is the 3rd character? Oh, They might be trying to figure out who the third character is. Ooh, the plot thickens. This is a little bit of a mystery. There could be like a hidden magi here. Maybe that is what is being sought after here. Who is giving this character like a second wind? Who gave them the strength to be able to overcome this wizard? That's what it is. They feel like this person's connected to somebody that's giving them this strength. Yes. Ooh, because they want to try to divide the two and make them stand alone. They feel like it's an unfair advantage here. This is interesting because these turned up in the middle of the deck. So this is what this is all about. Okay, this character is going to bring in some swift communication. Now we got like fire sign energy coming out here. This could be like the hidden influence here because it is coming out as 8 of clubs in reverse. So I feel like there's communication going on between this high priestess and this character, like behind the scenes. And somebody wants to suss this out because they sense it. They know that there's a little tricky element involved in this situation, something that's concealed, and they want it revealed. And this person is about to get their second wind. It looks like it's a King of Pentacles that felt bested. They're about to get their second wind. They're about to come in with some kind of communication. They're fishing for information. I think this high priestess suspects this. I have to say though, whatever's going on here, this character, them getting their second wind, it does bring about some kind of justice here. It is coming in with justice. It is. Libra energy there. It is coming in with justice. And it looks like that Joker is hanging out in reverse. So, okay. You'll know what side of this you're on. This is an interesting situation with a lot of movable parts here. Godspeed. If you chose Stargate 3, this is the quest before you now. This group is really interesting. There's something about time slipping into the future, and yet you're trying to gain mastery over time. There's something about time travel or being able to enter the timelessness and trying to achieve the great work and actually doing so in a very adept sort of way. I feel like you're mastering something here, mastering time. You've entered a stream of synchronicity. You're going to start to recognize that your thoughts are manifesting materially very rapidly. And there's something about gaining mastery over the passage of time, being able to recover lost time, being able to suspend time, time travel, time hop. There's a lot that's going on here too that seems to have angelic connection. You may feel very connected to the angelic realm. You may work with ceremonial magic, some of you. I got energy of Solomon's seal coming in here as well. I also have a lot of number synchronicities 44, 444. Angels on the outfield here with this particular group. And I do feel like you're very close to pulling something off that you've been trying to master here. And it has something to do with time. Gaining control over time. Speeding it up, slowing it down, suspending it. And there's also something coming in divine timing. The great work. It feels like something you've been trying to achieve here, something you've been trying to master here. And you're very, very close to it. Very close to it. So I feel this is something you've been trying to master for a long time. You've been doing a lot of work around this. You've been refining something, alchemizing something. You're very close to achieving your objective here. And in some way, time is connected to this. Recovering it, suspending it, speeding it up. You may have felt like you were working with borrowed time. Three of Pentacles. You want to put time back in your hands. You may feel that somebody stole your time. You may feel that somebody's stolen your time. And you want it back. You want it back. This is what you've been working toward. How do I get that time back? Interesting. How do I get that time back? There's something you're really working at here. You've been doing a lot of alchemy work around this. Has something to do with recovering a lost opportunity, a stolen opportunity. And the desire to turn back time. Wow. Truth. You may have been calling on angelic assistance here. Two of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. You lost some kind of ground, like you'd made some kind of headway and then all of a sudden the road closed before you. You feel like you missed the call, you lost the opportunity, and so you're trying to recover this. You're trying to turn back time. And you're asking for some assistance in relation to this. There may even be something that you suffered here, like some kind of illness or some kind of setback, something that sidelined you for a bit. Borrowed time. You might be trying to heal yourself. There may be something that has occurred here that's made you face your own mortality on some level. You may be trying to make peace with your life. You want to turn back time to regain ground that was lost. Looks like a lost opportunity. There may have been something that like sidelined you. You may have had like some kind of injury or health scare, or there was the loss of somebody in your life. This sidelined you for a bit, but it also made you face your own mortality in some way. And during this time, when you were sidelined, there was some position that was lost or some opportunity that was lost. And so there's a desire to turn back time, to reclaim this. And there is this piece coming through, like angels on the outfield here. You may have some help from the other side. You may have some help from the other side, a little pulling of strings for you here. You may be encountering angels in the form of strangers that are assisting you with this. I feel like there's a lot of synchronicity that's coming in for you that is going to teach you how you can turn back time, how you can master time and reclaim something that you feel was lost that really isn't lost at all. You can very easily pluck it right out of the quantum field. In fact, I feel like you're really close to it. And it's interesting because these cards flew back onto this white light oracle back here. And I'm going to go ahead and look at what this top card is for you. It's got this Pathfinder here. Something coming in to align your heart with the proper coordinates to reclaim that star, that hope that was lost when you were in the valley of the shadow of death. I don't know. You may have dealt with like some kind of close call here. And there is the sense that you're getting help from the other side. So there may have been somebody that passed as well. Maybe they asked you to take care of something, like they charged you with something. It's almost the impression of fulfilling a last wish. But in order to do this, you might need to turn back time. 22. Turn back time. 22. That's after the world. The world is the closing of the major arcana of tarot. This breaks down to 4. Emperor. There's some activation of a charge here that's coming through. It's very visionary. You may be getting direct communication that's coming through here for you. I feel like this group is really connected to the angelic realm. Some of you may have gifts of mediumship here as well. And there is like getting some kind of charge. Some kind of charge, something that you must do. It's like a last wish. Something that needs to be fulfilled. There's truth around this. And there is vision around this. It comes in with the Queen of Cups here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is something that's coming through as a visionary experience. There's a message that one's receiving that's giving them their assignment, and it feels like it's coming from the angelic realm. It's coming from beyond the veil. Look, this really, it almost reminds me of an urn. It's like somebody's last wish. The Sun. This could be a mother's last wish, a matriarch's last wish. Could be in relation to their child, their son. Comes in with the Queen of Wands. Real strong Leo energy here. Could be Cancer, Leo, cusper. There's success assured here. You know, it does give me the impression that somebody passed on before something was settled. So it's almost like this may be even helping somebody transition that passed on. But there's something they want completed within the earthly realm. And there's that Stargate. I mean, you chose this Stargate. So I also feel like there's a reward that comes through this. It's related to healing something. This is a heart-related matter. Cauldron of Dakta energy. This is about healing something. Healing something that may seem quite miraculous. I have something about vindication here too. Was someone lost too soon? Was someone lost too soon? Was there some kind of foul play? For those of you that have gifts of mediumship, you may be called to crack a case. There's like some kind of reward within this, though. It's interesting. You are dealing with a slippery situation because this deck it's slippery. And usually I'm only called to pull it out if the situation is a little difficult to grab a hold of. And I feel like that's coming through with this particular Stargate because this is a very spiritual matter here. Yes, this is a very spiritual matter here. This is something that is happening on a whole other level. But I do feel like if you can bring about this healing, there's some gift it brings you. It looks like you're being charged to heal something here. You need to see through some kind of illusion, though. There's something that you have to be able to root in a very concrete way. It feels like it's a very visionary experience. There's something that's coming through intuitively, and there's something that's lining up in a very synchronistic sort of way here. You're going to notice these synchronicities increasing, and I also feel like angels in the outfield, like you're going to be having strangers cross your path, but these strangers, the encounters, it feels otherworldly, and they're giving you information that is sort of like leading you forward so you can uncover the next clue. There's something that you are resolving here. That's the truth. And there might be something in relation to this that also brings about some kind of justice where there was foul play in a situation. I just keep getting last wish. It's somebody's last wish for the truth to be revealed. Also for some kind of happiness to be restored that was lost. There's like either a mother or a son connected to this, like very strongly. Very strongly here. This is powerful. Okay, any more details about this? I'm going to pull out the Cartomancy cards here to try to get a little bit more specific details in relation to this. You're opening up to some gifts here. There's something you're healing here. It's very deep. It's multi-generational. And I also feel like there's a lot of guidance coming in from the angelic realm. There could be mediumship activated here. I think you're dealing with a situation that it's very important that you stay rooted, very grounded here, because you're working with some big energies. And in order to be able to work with those big energies, you really need to be able to keep both of your feet on the ground so you don't get kind of like washed in confusion here. Keep your eyes on this, because there's something you're being charged to reveal here that brings about healing. It brings about healing. It also brings you a reward. It brings you a tangible reward. This is something that you can actually you can hold. It's something very rooted in material reality, and you're very close to this. Look at this. You are very close to this. You're definitely on your wizard time here, for sure. You're gaining some alchemical ability here. And you're also searching for something. You're searching for clues. And there's divine guidance coming in here. And it has something to do with fulfilling a last wish. You are being charged with this. And you fulfilling this, I see ultimately success. It brings great happiness. And it also is the fulfillment of a dream. You may have even had a dream about this. The guidance or the charge to be called to this action came through in a dream, or will come through in a dream. You're going to see something plucked from the dream space rooted in material reality. You're on a path of wisdom here. Got Virgo energy coming in here. Fire sign energy, strong Leo. But Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Strong Cancer, especially Cancer, Leo, cusp energy. One more round of this, and then I'm going to pull out the Cartomancy cards. This is fascinating. There may be something, too, that you feel like, I have to achieve this before my time's up. You may be feeling the pressure of time, and that's why you're trying to bend time for some reason. I do see you charging ahead here with passionate purpose. It's like something's lighting you on fire. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. This has been arduous. I feel like you've been at this for a while. You've been looking for the answers for a while. You're very close. You're very close. You're very close to solving this mystery. You are very close. Oh, I got chills. Eight of Wands. The messages are picking up. The synchronicities are picking up. It's moving a lot quicker here. You're about to find a particular clue that's going to be like, it's going to be like a chain reaction. It's almost like, you know, you line up dominoes, and then, you know, one domino falls and then it sets off a chain reaction. That's what it's like. And I'm almost seeing it like that one thing leads to another. And that's what causes this like pathway to open up for you It moves you forward very rapidly to the achievement of the objective. Look at that. And it brings some kind of healing. It brings some kind of healing, some kind of restoration. It's some kind of legacy fulfilled. It looks like for a family. There's definitely like an ancestral link in relation to this. It fulfills a hope. It fulfills a hope. The hope of somebody that already passed over the rainbow bridge. This is like an otherworldly experience that is being rooted in material reality. And you may have felt like you haven't even been able to articulate this to others, or that others wouldn't understand this. There may be people that don't understand why you've been at something like so fervently here, but they're about to be believers. You may have been dealing with doubters. Okay, let me get these cards here. Comes out again, 9 of clubs. So yes, this is something that's been very burdensome for you. It's also been tiring. You may experience the slows. That can happen when you're having visionary experiences. It's like, I see the suspended sort of time energy there. Everything can slow way down. You may be needing extra rest at this time. I encourage you to do that, because I do feel like things are about to sync up pretty quickly here. You're getting very close to fulfilling your mission. Very close. It's like, I've got so much sentience around this. There's like imminence here. That's what it feels like. A lot of communication coming in, and one clue leads to another, and you're about to crack this. You're about to achieve this objective. It brings some kind of healing. Some kind of healing for a family. Your family. Or a family you're connected to. There's something you're resolving here. A last wish. A last wish. This is the great work that has been charged to you. Empress energy. Again, it could be connected to a mother or a child. There's some harvest that is preserved here. There's some soul's harvest, some wish, fulfillment. Last wish, something's fulfilled here. Empress energy could involve a Libra, could involve a Taurus, could involve a mother, a child. I feel like this is something that has been very perplexing too. You felt very close to it, but just kind of off the mark. But you're about to have it all sync up. That's what I feel. And you're about to fulfill this mission. There's something about making a believer out of doubters. I think you might have been subject to a lot of naysayers or ridicule, or feeling also maybe troubled. Some people may have thought that you weren't of sound mind in relation to some of this. You may have learned to kind of keep things to yourself, but you're about to be vindicated here, because I feel this is something that is going to materialize. Yeah. I think that there's been a lot of injury to your heart in relation to this. Mm-hmm. There's been grief around this. It's got like sacred heart energy. Daughter of fire. I'm hearing daughter of fire. This is like a mystic experience. Somebody's having a visionary experience here. And they're healing a deep wound, a deep wound. Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs. There's something that you have not had access to here. There's something that has been blocked from you that you haven't been able to see through. It's like it's the one piece that once you discover this, it's what sets off that chain reaction. It's like one thing leads to another. And you're very close to gaining access to this. This could be related to a Queen of Clubs. You know, again, Cancer, Leo, Cusper. Or Leo. Somebody that it's like a voice rising up out of the past. Like maybe that's what it is. Like this person's voice is being reclaimed through you. Like there was something that needed to be communicated or something that needed to be achieved that this person wasn't able to. And it's going to be fulfilled through you. It's going to be fulfilled through you. Jack of Clubs. Wow. You have the Pathfinder on your side with that wolf medicine. So it's very important that you trust where you're being led. 30-30 on the clock. Real strong Empress signature here. So very well could be a mother or a Libra, a Taurus connected to this. There's some bounty. The soul's harvest that comes through this. There's also something that is balanced that brings wish fulfillment here, and it brings justice. Wow. Brings justice. King of Spades. It brings justice. Big Libra energy. There could be a Libra connected in this situation. Oh my gosh. And I just moved this aside and look at this. King of Spades, Queen of Spades facing each other. Wow. There's something that's bringing two together here. It feels like through an intermediary that's coming from the other side, that's bridging this separation and bringing some kind of wish fulfillment. A last wish fulfilled. That's what I have. That's quite the charge. There's gifts that come with this. I feel there's a lot of spiritual gifts activated for this particular Stargate here. There's a lot of spiritual gifts being activated, but there's also something about two being brought together, and it's some last wish being fulfilled. There's also some mystery that's solved here. There will be more that comes in around this. This is just an introduction to the energy, but this is very potent here, and you're very close. So don't give up. The information you need is about to come your way, and the synchronicities are all around you, so pay attention. Pay attention. There's angels in disguise that are going to cross your path. They'll help you line up with the information you need. Godspeed.